Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to another exciting cooking vlog in my cooking channel. The only cooking channel I'm aware of for people who hate to cook. For people who hate to cook, who probably, like myself, are not good at cooking, but who are forced by necessity to cook because, well, first of all, they don't have somebody to cook for them, which is always the ideal solution, or they don't want to spend a large chunk of their income on restaurants and takeout every night. And this is a channel, unlike those other channels where they are professional cooks or they're very good at it. They've cooked something a million times and they're showing you how to do it and everything looks perfect, comes out perfect, tastes perfect. This is reality cooking. I pick recipes that I have never tried before, or well, I may do one or two recipes, the occasional recipe that I've done before if it turned out especially well and it was easy. That's the key point, easy. I look for easy recipes without too many ingredients. I cook them for the first time so you can see just how easy these supposedly easy recipes are and how they actually turn out, or probably would turn out if you're as bad a cook as I am and you try to cook them. Today's recipe is a Nigerian dish, beef suya. It has a few ingredients, but the process seems pretty simple. Just mix all the ingredients together, then you rub it on some beef, and then you broil it for 5 minutes. And you have to, halfway through, after 2.5 minutes, you have to turn it over. It's on skewers, so you have to turn the skewers over. That shouldn't be too difficult. I think I can handle that, so you should be able to also. So let me tell you the ingredients, and I'm going to list them in the description, so don't feel that you have to scribble this stuff down or remember it. So what do we got here? 1/2 cup unsalted dry roasted peanuts. Here are peanuts. These, however, are salted peanuts because the recipe also calls for salt and pepper. Why? Well, I would have used the unsalted peanuts if I had them, but I don't have them. I got these, and if there's going to be salt in the recipe anyhow, I'm going to use these salted peanuts, and then I'm going to just leave the salt out of the recipe or not use as much. So that's it. What do we need here? Sweet paprika. We need ground ginger. This is specially aged ground ginger because, well, this is reality cooking. This has probably been in the back of my pantry for literally years, but it has a cap on it, so we'll see how it comes out. Plus, you don't use very much of it, so it should be okay. What else we got here? Garlic powder. This stuff is newer. Garlic powder, onion powder, and 2 teaspoons packed light brown sugar. Okay, I'm probably going to have some sugar left over, but anyway, sugar, light brown, a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. What else? Kosher salt and ground black pepper. So I'm skipping the salt and the pepper. I forgot to. I have pepper somewhere. You know what black pepper looks like, right? So I'm not putting it here. Black pepper. 3 tablespoons grapeseed or other neutral oil. So we're going with avocado oil today. And what else we got here? If it's suya beef suya, you need beef. So this is the beef. It's supposed to be 1.5 pounds of flat iron steak sliced against the grain into 1/2 inch thick strips. So you don't have to watch me slice this up, I'm guessing, but this is 1.68 pounds, so I'm a little bit over the 1.5 pounds, but I hope it's going to work. And, well, I'll put this here so you can see that. And what else we got here? Oh, a tablespoon of lime juice plus lime wedges to serve. So here's the lime juice. I don't have any lime wedges because I don't have any limes. I'm not going to go out. It's for myself. I don't care how I serve it, so no lime wedges today. If I need more lime juice, I got it here. It's from concentrate, good enough. Okay, the only other tip I can give everybody, clear all this stuff out of the way, is Well, the instructions, the recipe is in a food processor, combine all that stuff in a food processor. That's basically it. But I have a food processor, but why bother and take it out and the blades and all that stuff? So I've got this thing. This is one of these things you probably saw on TV, better than a blender too, where you pour the stuff in here and then this is the blade on top. So then it goes on here and then you can just turn it upside down and lock it in there and then just process the heck out of it. And then, well, it also comes, I don't have it here, it comes with lids. So when you're done with this, you can just put a lid on something if you want to save it. But more important, the blade is right here. You don't have to take the whole thing apart like you would with a blender. Take the bottom out of it and there's 2 or 3 pieces. Just clean this off and then you just dry the whole thing and bang, you got it. So I'm going to put all this stuff together now and that's it. I forgot my measuring cups. I'm going to measure this stuff all out, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so put this back up here, and I'm going to put this here, and back in a minute. Okay. Okay, here's the pepper shaker. Okay, so it's official. There's pepper. We now have, whoa, all the ingredients. We almost lost this. What was this? Yeah, half a cup. So I got a half a cup measure. So I got to measure out half a cup of peanuts here. Peanut. Okay, lost a couple here. Well, put them on here. Okay, half a cup of peanuts. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the peanuts in first. All right? Peanuts going in first. And I'm going to grind the peanuts a little bit. It says that's what the instructions are. Food processor, combine everything and process until finely ground. I think that's going to be easier if I do it with all the other ingredients. If I'm wrong, then I'll just add the other ingredients to it. So I've been wrong before, believe it or not, in my life, in my long life. Okay, this is on top. Let's see what happens now, if this works. Well, that's the other thing. You can pick it up and shake it. Okay. Well, what did I do? Did I make peanut butter here? You see, that's what I was wondering about. Maybe I should have put the other ingredients in there. No, well, it's pretty fine. No, it's a powder. Okay, so that's a powder. And now, excuse me, drop my half cup measure here somewhere. Where'd you go? Ah, darn, I can't even find it. Well, oh, there it is. Okay. All right, I'm not going to need it again, so I'll wash it later. All right, so I'm going to put this up here. Now we got this here. A tablespoon of sweet, get my measuring thing out of here. Now, there we go. Okay, here we go. You know, I need wipe off the spoon in between ingredients. Okay, first one, well, the peanuts. We did the peanuts. And tablespoon of sweet paprika. And here's a little cooking tip for you. You see, it's not like I'm completely in. You see, when I open these big things, I leave this half of it on. The reason I do that is so that I can, it's easy to level the spoon. Let me just get this out of here. Okay. So you see, I can just go like that, and I got my, okay, there we go. Okay. Next, tablespoon of, wow, that's a lot. Tablespoon of ground ginger. Okay, take this off of here. And another tip, try to find one of these kind of not round measuring spoons, but these kind of square ones, because when you have the square ones, you can fit them in these little bottles, see? So here we go. So what is that? A whole tablespoon of this stuff. All right, that's what it says. That's what I'm going to do. If you don't know how to cook, you really have no choice but to follow the recipe and use the ingredients that they say, because otherwise you're kind of winging it. This is not Iron Chef. This is more like Tinfoil Chef. Ground ginger, a tablespoon of garlic powder. Where was that? Here's the garlic powder. Okay. Oh, got one of these little shaker things I got to get off of here. Oh, damn it, come off of here. All right. I can't get this off. All right, well, I got a knife in here or something. There we go. Okay. All right. Jesus. Okay. Next, tablespoon of garlic powder. See, it barely fits in, but it fits. This is what I'm talking about. Now, kind of measure it with level with my finger here. All right, tablespoon of, okay, that's in. I'll put this thing off, and then I can have trouble taking it off again next time I need it. All right, but it comes with it. I paid for the shaker thing, so I'm going to keep it. Tablespoon of onion powder. Where's my onion powder? Here's my onion powder. Okay. Oh boy. I've had this onion powder for a while too. It's solid as a rock. I got to get this thing apart. Come out of there, you. Okay. I think I have to retitle this Struggles with Cooking. Gene Schwimmer Struggles with Cooking. Because you can see cooking is a struggle for me. All right, garlic powder. What else do I need? 2 teaspoons of packed light brown sugar. Okay. Come out of there. 2 tablespoons light brown sugar. Got my knife here. And then with to figure a way to store this stupid sugar, because you know it gets hard. This is the bad thing about being a non-cook cook, is I only need 2 teaspoons of this stuff, and I look how much I bought. Fortunately, it's not expensive. Okay, here we go. 2 teaspoons. Okay. 1 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. Whoa. What did I do? Spill it all over? No, I didn't spill any. Okay, there we go. That's unusual for me. Teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You know, I'm starting to see a pattern here, that they use the ingredients with the most quantities come first, and then you need less as you go along. What was that? 1 teaspoon cayenne pepper. Okay. 1 teaspoon cayenne pepper. And 3 tablespoons grapeseed or other neutral oil. And then, wait, is that it? All right, so I better read these. I better read the recipe. That's the other thing. I think when you're a cook, you're supposed to read the recipe before you start. But we'll add reserve 1/2 of the, oh, this is crazy. Reserve 1/3 of the spice mix, then transfer the rest to a medium bowl. All right, so what I'm gonna do, it's already processed. See, this is the advantage of this thing. I think I just gotta shake this to mix all this stuff together, so it's all mixed together. Oh, wait, what did it say here? Kosher salt. Oh, I see. Combine the beef with 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, I'm gonna do that in a minute. Okay, now, back in a minute. Gonna need a couple bowls here. All right. What'd they say? Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to process this until finely ground, not just shake it up. For 20 seconds. So, here we go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, Mississippi. I could have just as well said Tennessee instead of Mississippi. That's actually where I'm doing this fantastic, okay, something's shaking in there. All right. Something didn't work out right here. Oh, I know what it was too. All right. It was, oh, great. Get this in here. I think what happened is some of this stuff all clumped together didn't really, you know, it's like peanut butter. When you make fresh peanut butter, you get it from the health food store. It's just, all right. So it said reserve 1/3. Whoa, okay. A little bit more than 1/3. All right. So that's about 1/3. I'm going to set that there for a second. Get the rest of this back in here. Okay, so this is 1/3 that they say to reserve. Reserve 1/3. Okay, you are reserved. You have a reservation. And what else? Okay. Reserve 1/3 a cup in the mix and transfer the rest to a medium bowl. Add the oil and stir to form a paste. Okay. There we go. All right, now I have to add the oil. And you know what? 1 second. Little plastic stirrer. I actually started out with 2 of these, and I dropped one into the garbage disposal by mistake, and so now I got 1. All right. How much of this stuff? 3 tablespoons of grapeseed or other neutral oil. Okay, we're going with avocado oil today. So, and go. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I got these other ones that I bought. This one is 1.5 tablespoons, so I 2 of these instead of 3 of the tablespoon ones. So, see, that's one thing I do though, is I buy these. I'm a gadget freak, so whenever there's something to cook, I don't like to do the cooking, but I like to buy the gadgets. So I got, you know, food processors and all kinds of stuff. I once spent like $50 for an air popcorn maker, and I didn't like the popcorn the way it came out, and I never used it again, so I basically paid $20 or $30 for a bowl of popcorn. All right, so don't make my mistake. All right, now it says to mix this all together, and you know, there's actual pieces of peanuts in here, so I didn't do as good a grinding job as I thought I did. All right, what do? Combine the beef with in a large bowl with 1 teaspoon of salt. Toss and massage until evenly coated. Add the paste to the beef. Okay, I'm going to cut the beef up and get the stuff off of here, and then we'll proceed with the next step. Okay? Back in a minute. Okay, ready for the next step, which is to cut this into 1/2 inch strips. And you want to know something? Here is some information for everybody. This is a flat iron steak. I never tried one of these before, never did anything with them, but the recipe said flat iron steak. So I got a flat iron steak, and guess what I learned? This is what the side that you see in the package looks like. This is what the other side looks like. It's got this fat going down the whole line there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down the middle. But it's supposed to be very tender, but it doesn't look like the kind of marbleized fat that you see in a steak that is really good. This looks like something that is, I don't know what this is going to be. So I'm going to cut this into 1/2 inch strips. Okay, like that. Okay, here's another one, and I'm just going to go right down the line here, cutting this into 1/2 inch strips, and then but I'm going to throw away this fat part, and then the next step is to put them on skewers. So I'm going to put them on skewers, and that's it. I'll be back in a minute. You don't have to watch me cut all this up, right, into half-inch pieces. They're all going to look like this. And now we're ready for the next step. I showed that the side that was showing in the package at the supermarket looked lean and perfect, but when I turned it over, when I took it out of the package, there was fat on the other side. But it turned out to be only superficial, in fairness to the flat iron steak industry. Here's all the steak that I got when I cut everything into half-inch pieces, and this is all the fat that I trimmed off, just this much, so it wasn't that bad. So the next step is combine the beef with 1 teaspoon of salt. Oh yeah, I'm not going to do that part because I had roasted peanuts, so I can just sprinkle salt on it if it needs more salt. I'm not a big salt person anyhow. Let's see, too much sodium is not good for you. So what are we doing here? Combine the beef, toss and massage until evenly coated. We're not doing that. Add the paste to the beef, tossing and massaging into the meat. Okay, so that's where we are now. So here's the bowl, and I think I'm just going to put the beef in here and toss it and massage it into the meat. Okay, I guess that's... it's not like the massages I've had, and then those other ones I read about where you get a happy ending. We'll see if we get a happy ending from this when I cook this stuff. But you know what? This has potential to turn out okay. I can kind of tell by handling this beef that it's tender. Now all I got to do is, I should have used a bigger bowl. This is what I'm talking about, not... when you make these recipes, so you're learning from me, use a bigger bowl. And here we go, bigger bowl. Okay, so this is all massaged onto the beef. Okay, next step I think is to wash my hands. Back in a minute. Okay, wash my hands. Now the next step, which is very simply to take, I've got these, it says thread them onto a skewer. It says onto 4 12-inch metal skewers. I've got 4 here. I think this is more than 12 inches, but that should be okay if it's too long. Nice little point on here. And you can use wooden skewers, but I read, they always say if you're using wooden skewers to soak them for a half hour. But I got these metal ones because they're flat, so I don't have to worry about the beef turning around and around when I'm trying to turn them over. And then also, if you're into bullfighting, this looks like the guys come out and they stick the things in the bull before the bullfighter comes out. You put a little tassel on this and you're good. You're good to go with this. Also good for self-defense too if somebody attacks you in the middle of a barbecue, which is what I would be doing if the weather were a little better. I'd be doing these on a grill outside, but I'm going to be doing them on a broiler inside, which is actually what the recipe says. So here's a piece of beef. I'm going to do an example skewering for you. I don't think you have to watch me skewer all these, but here we go. Put it. You know, I'm going to put it this way, because I think they put them this way. There, okay. See that? There, one perfectly skewered 1/2 inch piece of beef with this stuff massaged into it. So I have to do the rest of them. And then what does it say here? Place the fitting multiple pieces of, okay, yeah, multiple pieces, yeah, on each skewer. I'm not going to put just one. I think that's it right now. And then we're going to be ready to broil. So I'll be back in a minute when I get this stuff all skewered. Okay, as you can see, I've got the meat on the skewers. As you can also see, the recipe said 4 skewers. I got everything on just 2 skewers. So either these are significantly longer than the 12-inch skewers in the recipe, or maybe they meant for the beef to go the long way instead of sideways the way I did it. But either way, it should taste the same, right? So the next step is to broil this, to broil it in a broiler for 5 minutes, 2.5 minutes on each side. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back for the final taste test and judging by appearance. We'll talk about that more in a minute as soon as this is done. Back soon. Okay, here is the skewered beef. I broiled it for 5 minutes, 2.5 minutes on each side. Now we're ready for the final step, and then I'm going to taste it. So the final step is take, well, you know what? It's not going to fit on this. Here's how it looks now. I broiled it for 5 minutes according to the recipe, 2.5 minutes on each side. I flipped it halfway through. And now we're ready for I think this is the final step before tasting. So the final step is, got a bowl here, is lime juice. Take some lime juice, which I'm doing right here. Well, I'm just going to pour it in here. It said 3 tablespoons or something, but you know, it's not that expensive. All right, so we got this, and now it says to take the lime juice and to brush it. Brush the lime juice onto the beef. Okay. I wonder if these went too long. I'll give you a little hint. I think it's going to taste okay because that paste that I put on it, it smelled really, really good. It smelled so good that I think that the only question is going to be whether this particular beef is tender enough. But if it's not tender enough, then I would just say do the same thing, but just use sirloin or something, filet mignon, whatever you can afford. All right, so that's that. And now what we have to do is take, remember we saved some of this? Supposed to take this and just sprinkle it on top here. So I think that's what it said, just sprinkle it both sides and sprinkle with the reserved spice mix. So that's what I'm doing. I saw on a YouTube video they said that you should hold, when you're putting salt or something on something, to hold it way up in the air. And I'm going to pat it in a little bit. That's one side. I got another skewer, remember, of this stuff, but you don't have to see me do both, do you? I don't think so. So here is one. Okay. So I better leave enough for the second skewer. All right, there we go. And now we're at the stage where I judge the result on appearance and taste. For appearance, it's a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to give it a rating. You can agree or disagree. You can give your own rating in the comments, and then I'm going to taste it. The taste will be on a pass-fail system, either edible or not edible, because you can see what I run through to make this. Maybe not a lot of trouble for a professional chef, but for me, it was a lot of work doing all this stuff, and it has to be really, really bad before I'm not going to eat it. So now I just have to, there it is. I knew I had a fork somewhere. Oh, wait a minute, not yet. Sorry, got my camera here. We're going to take a picture. Okay, so you know what? Let me clean the plate a little bit, make it look a little nicer if I can. I probably can't, but okay, it's a little better. All right, so hide that little one under there. All right, here we go. This is what it looks like, the finished product. That's what it looks like. I'm going to rate it, I guess I'll give it an 8, 8.5. It looks pretty good. It doesn't look bad. And now we're going to taste it. So I'm going to take a piece off of here and taste it. Well, I have to say it's pretty good. I think I broiled it a little bit too long. Maybe my broiler gets hotter, or well, whatever. I think it could be better if I didn't do it quite as much, and maybe a more tender cut of beef. You notice it took me a little while to eat this, but it's pretty good. I would suggest, I guess you could serve it over rice, or since we're talking about Africa, this is a Nigerian dish, maybe couscous, that would be good. You can get couscous in a box. You just add water you boil some water, then you put a certain amount of couscous in it, and then bang, let it sit for 5 minutes, 7 minutes or something, and you got couscous, and you put this on top of it. Anyways, that's it for today. I'm gonna eat this now, so I'm gonna get it all off the skewer. I got one more skewer sitting over there, and I'm gonna eat it. That's it. Thanks for stopping by. You can give me a thumbs up if you like this vlog. You could subscribe. There's a notification bell or something so you can know when I do another one, because I don't do these on a regular schedule. And, well, yeah, the rating was, I'm sorry, edible. Not edible, edible, definitely edible. Could be better, but it's a first time. So this is what it turned out like doing it the first time. So, again, that's it. Thanks for stopping by, and click that notification bell so you'll know when I do another one. And I guess, what did the French say? Bon appetit. Bye.